So first thing, CMS clean. So I'm gonna just clean the app data so that I can run the full suite. So there's a bunch of NPM scripts that you can use to host, clean, build, test clean, test, build clean, even open Cypress. So
honestly, when I run the test, I would expect it to clean the thing before, because if I can't run it twice and I need to clean everything before, that's weird.
Yeah, this is the one that does that.
Okay.
I want it to be a bit more complex to write, because if you write it by accident, it's going to delete all your sites. And if you didn't back up the data you had locally, you could, anyway, could be in trouble. But yeah, so now I already built OC earlier, so it's pretty fast, but it's hosted in production mode. And this, you notice that it's using a script, a test runner that you wrote initially, and that I adapted and put into this Cypress commands folder, which is published on NPM. So you can actually.
What too quick? I didn't see what you did with the command line. Where were you and what did you type?
Oh, I'm in the Orchard folder. Functional test.
Okay, test functional. So you go there and you type npm run CMS host.
Yep. And that's going to go and run, whoops, not this one, package JSON, this command, which is actually running the old Orchard script that you had written. It's a bunch of helpers basically for test runner. So it's like building Orchard. It's using Node to spawn the process, right?
Oh, that was hard. Oh my god.
You remember building this, and I just adapted.
It was a pain to figure out how to run something with NPM.
Yeah. So now this is done, and it's part of the Cypress command. So this package is actually available on NPM, so you can get it in your own project. So if you see my StatCan Orchard Core solution, all I did was I installed this package from NPM, and I have this test runner in there. So you don't have to write anything custom in your custom solutions for it, and you can just start using whatever commands and the test runner that we have here. So I host the CMS. So I'm running Orchard, and then this one is npm run CMS Cypress. So this will launch the Cypress test runner, which looks like this. And then you can run all the tests, or you can just pick one. What's nice is that since these ones generate a GUID for the site name and the URL prefix, you can rerun them over and over again. So I use this a lot when building migration. So I have an example I have here is in our StatCan test. So I was testing a contact form tenant or a team, and the team was actually doing a bunch of migration. So instead of having to recreate a bunch of tenants every time, you just do a space save, and it's going to create a tenant for you, rerun your migration, everything. So if I just click run all spec, you can visually see what it's doing in the browser. And you see now it's set up the site, and it's going into the general settings to set the page size. Then it's creating the agency tenant and validating that some text is there. Yep. And Cypress actually verifies the JavaScript too. So if there's any JavaScript error on an admin page that you visit or a front-end page, it will show you. And another cool thing.
And if there is a 404,
it's like going to fail.
If Antoine made a mistake with a SHA-1,
I'm pretty sure it's just going to pick it up.
Thank you. So Antoine, can you do a favor and just create a PR that will mess up with the SHA-1, just to be sure that he's not bullshitting us with that?
I'm guessing. I have to double check. But yeah, see, you can go back in time too, and you can see what it was doing. and like, okay, it was getting the username and typing admin in there. So you can go back and see what it's doing. Yep.
And I mentioned that earlier also, but this tooling can let you also navigate and type stuff, and it will record what you do, so it can replay it. So if you want to build a unit test, a functional test, you could do it yourself and record what you just did.
I think so. Yeah, so see, I reran the agency test, and it just generated a tenant with a new GUID. So if I run it again, it's generating a new GUID every time. So
how many GUIDs do we have?
I'm using
how many
function.
GUIDs? I'm saying, how many GUIDs do we have?
Infinite. No, I don't know.
Infinite?
You can have 100 tenants before it starts being a problem.
Why? Why is it a problem?
Because if you go on, so let's go on this one. If you go on the tenants page, so
because there is no paging.
Yeah, that's it. So
but just if you don't go on the page.
When you click, I click the setup button. I guess, do I have to come on this page? Yeah, I could modify the test so that it doesn't. But yeah, so that's why I was doing.
Okay, or we could just page it. That's what you say it's an issue.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Because I have a script that creates thousands of tenants without going there. It's just creating the tenants, and then I can just go on the page and load them. Because how do I create tenants with my script? I just create the file system stuff. So I just create a default tenant, and I copy the folder and just adapt the site settings and the JSON file just to create new tenants and new things inside. So I don't have to use the UI. Super useful when you want to try to test the density.
Interesting. But yeah, so that's it, and that's pretty much all I wanted to show. The package is on NPM, so if
you want to use it on your own site.
Yeah, on your own project.
And you mentioned multiple times StatCan, and for those who don't know what it is, it's not something in Orchard. It's Jean-Philippe's company. Well,
I work at the
employer Statistics of Canada.
Yeah, so we start using Orchard for some of our internal sites and contributing at the same time. Yeah, and it's all open source on GitHub.
You are taking more than you give, so it's just a steal right now, right?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so you can use this on.
That's
your
great.
site.
Thank you very much. Perfect.
Thanks.
It's awesome.